Guten Abend. Trying to find my slideshow. There it is. Guten Abend. Okay, welcome to my back to school night video. I'm Frau Rogers, and I am the German teacher at Smartsmill Middle School and Harmony Middle School. Okay. And let me make this full screen. Here we are. Okay, super. So it's back to school with Frau Rogers. Das bin ich. That's me. And this is my my 7th grade daughter. She's not here at our school, but she is in the 7th grade, and so parents, I'm one of you. Okay. Anyway, I took her to Germany last year, and I'm hoping that it was a trip in a lot of different ways, and I always have fun with the kids and with your German student, and I look forward to making our class as much of an adventure as our trip was for her and for me. So, wer ist Frau Rogers? Who is Mrs. Rogers? I am in my 8th year of teaching in Loudoun County Public Schools, 9th year of teaching overall. And I am not a native German speaker. I was an exchange student in high school, and I also went over to Germany and Austria in college. Ultimately, for about 4 years, I lived there. Really integrated myself in the language and culture. I went to the university there, and was kind of surprised to find myself back in the United States. I thought I would end up there. But anyway, I worked in DC in the nonprofit world for many years, and always wanted to use my German, and so here I became a teacher, and here I am. This is again my daughter Julia, and this is my twin sister Becky. And learning a world language, I think, is kind of a twin thing. I'm finding I have lots of twins in my class. And I don't think that's coincidental. I think that twins like to find a language to communicate in, or at least, that's my theory. Let me know what you think about that. All right, das bin ich. I live in Strasburg, Virginia, so I commute about an hour to come to school. And I am at 2 schools, so I am only available to your child on either an A day at Smartsmill or a B day at Harmony. Okay, so sometimes that makes it difficult to get in touch with me, especially, but I'll do my best, and please feel free to reach out. Okay. All right, was machen wir in Deutsch? What are we doing in German class? We are communicating in German as much as possible. We are going to make this experience authentic and real world, and we're going to solve problems. We're going to talk to each other. We're going to see if we can communicate in many different ways, online, in class, presentations, audio recordings. And this year we're collecting data. This is a new thing for me, but I think students should be able to know how many words they can say and kind of what their level of proficiency is. And we have ways of measuring that. Okay. The main thing that students will come away from German 1 with, German 1 parents, is vocabulary. They'll learn lots of different words, and they'll start to learn how to put those together. And in German 2, we build sentences, and we kind of put everything together. But really, it's about vocabulary, and there are some really great apps that we use for that. Quizlet is one of my favorite. That Loudoun County has access to, and Gimkit is a kind of more of a game platform that I use very much. Okay. And I need your permission, so look for the permission click that allows me to make these things available for your child. Okay, I'll send that out in an email. I don't have that just yet. This is, by the way, a high school credit class. That means when your child goes to high school, it will already be on their transcript. They will already have a grade, and that will be the grade that they got in this class. Okay. Now, where to find assignments and grades? Let's talk about Schoology. Okay. First, I'm getting ahead of myself. Here's my cover page in Schoology. If you go into the class, you'll see something that looks like this, a big image, and it'll have where we are in the book. And most importantly, it will have links to the GimKit and Quizlet practice activities. So if you want to help your child learn German, pull this up and quiz them on the words that you find there. And also I have that in the form of a Google document, so you can pull that up and quiz them on it. Okay. And then at the bottom of the screen I have Felig, due, and then at the very end, I guess I cut it off here, it says what is due in the next block or two. I think this one says quiz coming soon. All right, and then these are this is what we do during class. This is our first slideshow kind of outline. All right. Now, I talked about something new as far as gathering data. You will find in Schoology something that looks like this, and it is a dashboard. And on the top of the screen, it will say your child's name. And then we've got lots of information. I've circled in red the things that are going to be most useful to you. One is grades and completion. So my current grade in German is this, okay? And I update that with what is in Schoology and Parent View, Student View. But some students some classes have a quiz grade in there already, but it still shows up to be determined, TBD, and that is because it's going to remain that until a major summative comes in, and then they'll have a grade that really reflects kind of what they can do. The main number you want to look at is whether they have any incomplete assignments, and this is going to be different, possibly, from the number in Schoology and in Parent View. Okay. You want to go with this number, and I'm going to try to keep Schoology, Parent View and Schoology as updated as possible. But the thing is, sometimes I have an assignment in there. It's a formative assignment that we do in class, and we don't get to it, or I get to it with one block but not another block. We spend more time speaking. We get involved in something really productive, and then I have to go in and take that out. Otherwise, it shows up as missing. That might be one reason why there's a difference here. But it might be more important to look at this green circle here, because that will tell you if there's something missing that affects your student's grade. Okay. For example, I had a student get almost all the way through the quarter, and they took one quiz, but they missed two other quizzes and two major summatives. But they happened to get an A on that first quiz. And then they never approached me about making those up, and we somehow never got together. At the end of the quarter, she said, well, I have an A in German. And I said, well, wait a minute. You've got all of these assignments you didn't do. If I put them in, you're going to have an F in German. And that was a big wake-up call for both of us, and a big wake-up call for me that I needed a better way of letting parents know if their work is really complete or incomplete. So, so this is my, yeah, okay. Please ask me if you have questions about that. It is my effort this year, my new way of keeping track, and hopefully it's going to work great, okay? All right, another thing, okay, so this, you can see that green circles right there. This is kind of the bottom of that page. You want to look at participation. Have they been participating in class? Have they been answering questions? So here this person has adequate, okay. If they were absent, you'll see a number here. What percentage of this week's class were they not there? Preparation, did they have their pencil and their Chromebook and everything ready to go? Okay, and then behavior. This is good. This is important, and this is probably the biggest thing I'm going to call parents about, is whether participation and behavior are on track, because then that really plays a big role, both of those, in grades. All right, you did that. For help, again, we've got Quizlet and GimKit, those apps, and in Schoology I post everything, including videos on how to do things and how to get in touch with me. Late work is accepted according to school policy. Yes, okay. And there are multiple chances on tests. I give a pre-test, sometimes I give a pre-test, and then the actual test. So by the time we get to the test, students really know what they can do already, okay? All right, reaching out, there's my contact information. Please feel free to reach out anytime. All right, and das ist alles, that's everything. Please let me know if you have any questions. I look forward to a great year, and please feel free to join in and learn some German words and vocabulary, and I will occasionally send tips home about that, so look out for those. Mach's gut, as I say, do it well. Tschüss, auf Wiedersehen.